Hello. It is time for me to deal with the hot mess I left behind. Hi, it's a cold and rainy day. I've got my pyjamas on, which can only mean one thing. It's cozy time. So, last time on Base Game Builds, we had that lovely periwinkle blue house. We didn't get massively far. It took me a while to decide what I wanted to do, and even then I don't think I really came up with a plan. I just kind of went for it. Since then, off camera, I've placed some kind of stand-in furniture just to get an idea of the space. It might not be final, certainly not the items I've placed, they're just placeholders, so please don't judge me for my taste. Also, we're on a budget, so you know, it's not going to be ideal. I also did a little bit of terrain painting. So what we're going to do today is go back into these rooms and look at our budget, see what we have left, because I'd really like to do some landscaping, but I don't know if it's going to be something we can afford. We'll see. We'll see. Let me show you what I've done. So here we have a basic kitchen. I've just put in some random stuff. I've not paid too much attention to price or anything at the moment. I haven't added any more money. As you can see, just placing basic placeholder furniture, I only have 701 simoleons left. We're going to change out this stuff. Make sure that we're staying to our budget. Hopefully keeping some left over to do some landscaping. Over here we have a little dining area. I wanted to have like a little bit of an entry table. I placed down a rug just to get an idea of the space. Over here, a little sofa and a little armchair. Trying to leave a bit of a walkway into the bathroom, which is a hot mess. I hate it. Like, I hate it. It's hideous. Let's move that a little bit. I'm not meant to be moving anything just yet. This is meant to be literally a walk around, but here we go. Already like that better. Do we not have a bedroom door? Do we not have a bedroom door? Who needs one? Okay, how did that happen? I think maybe even the kitchen could reduce in size. It seems a little unnecessarily large. Also, there was a fridge here. When I left, there was a fridge, and I don't think I've gotten any money back, so that's not great. So it's placed some stuff in our inventory. Stainless steel, where did this come from? I never bought that. I never bought those. Why do I have these? I'm so confused. Well, it's fair game. It's in our household inventory. Oh, is it because of move objects? Hang on, I'm so confused. Why wouldn't that place it? What's going on? I'm sorry? Can't intersect what? What am I intersecting? I'm so confused. It can go there, but it can't go there? Am I being dumb? What's happening and why? Anyway, I guess the fridge is going there now. Let's get rid of this archway too. It's $185. How much is this door? 110. That's cheaper. Because then we can have that galley kitchen we talked about. Why is this? Oh my god. Is it the shoe rack? It was the shoe rack. God's sake. Get out of here, shoe rack, I guess. Okay, so that's a very typical little tiny kitchen for the UK. We don't have trash compactors in The Sims 4. Was that Sims 3 thing? I loved that. The way it fit under the counters was so satisfying. This is such a struggle because you can have beautiful sinks for 115 simoleons in CC, but this awful sink is 125 simoleons. I'm probably going to pay the extra 5 simoleons for this like cuter one. Let's go black hardware. Let's see how much these counters are. $150. It is the cheapest counter. I actually think it looks quite cute in this room. The orange accents look really cute with this wallpaper. I really wish when you turn the camera it just put the wall that you were looking at up. I think it would be better to have in build mode like a system where the wall that you're looking at or the room that you're trying to edit could have its walls up so that you can place things on the wall, because then if you're in a small room like this it becomes quite tricky. I really like the idea of like these pieces, but I don't know how to use them because they always seem too long for whatever you have going on. It makes me think of like here we have cupboards surrounding our boiler things, and this boiler cupboard is in almost every kitchen. Anyway, I hate it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Does this have any cute variant pieces? Yes. The dishes. How cute does that look? That's exactly what I want. Let's pop that there. I'll put you there. Why is there a gap now? Because it's technically an end piece. Is that why? Love that. Okay, let's pop that one there then, and then see if there's a cute end piece over here. There is. And then we have 2 little glass fronted cabinets, and I think that looks way cuter. Also now I just feel like everything's way too high, so I'm gonna drop them down one. Okay, yes. I'm gonna leave things like clutter to the end to see if we have any money left. Okay, I think this floor plan can probably change now that we've moved the rooms around a little bit. Let's get rid of all this stuff that we don't need. Get out of here. We are going to have to go cheap here. If I can find alternatives that aren't as bad, then I will choose them. But you know, let's have a look. For this whole house, I want to go for that like hand-me-down furniture vibe. This is the kind of stuff that we've accumulated through like family members, or like while we've been off at university and we've got no money. We found some of it on the street. We've tried some DIYs to make it more our own. Maybe we've been to a flea market or something like that and found some of these pieces for our home. I feel like this little table does have that feel to it. It looks a little bit worn. We don't need like a huge table right now anyway, because it's just Nora living at home. I also kind of like the idea of them being mismatched. Like maybe one's a garden chair. I genuinely have 2 of these in my attic that I pull out when I need. That's so funny. And I actually think I had like these grey blue, less blue than this, but I think I had very similar seat cushions that strapped on exactly like that. When we earn some money in this house, these could graduate to the garden. Can you hide custom content without disabling it in like the main menu and closing and coming back? When I play in my own time, I like to use custom content, so I keep having to re-enable it. I just can't be bothered to do that all the time. Excuse me while I filter through it all. There's a lot. Literally everything here is custom. I was thinking about doing like a custom content series, maybe like Pinterest houses. What are we gonna put on the table? Maybe a little fruit bowl? That's pretty cute. Let's just pop that there. Now, originally we said that this was gonna be where the TV was gonna go. That's why there's no window there. So I'm just gonna move this, and then that leaves us to have the TV here and then a sofa along there. Okay, so straight away the cheapest is the Must Be Loveseat, 150 simoleons. Are there any cute swatches that make this okay to use in the house? I nearly chose the futon, but that's CC. Okay. Squarely there, Modern Loveseat is 180, and I think that goes really nicely with this dark blue. I went for the blue on the walls because it's familiar. Oh my god, the bear seat is so cute. Do we have a beanbag or something? Oh, it's CC. Everything's CC. Everything I reach for is CC. Okay. I don't like this like luxury modern chair. It just doesn't scream comfort to me. Neither does the little Johnny. Weird. This feels like the kind of chair you would find on a street corner. I don't like the colour. This tiny little armchair, is that just for kids? It's so cute. I'm not going to buy kids furniture when we don't even have a kid yet. Oh, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. We're going to try and make this work. I mean, actually, it's not the worst out of all the things we've looked at. That works. That's fine. There's a lot of brown. We're going on a brown theme, but we can't be picky. We've got to work with what we have. 500 is about as much as I'm willing to spend. New rule, no money cheats, and no debug, and no unlocking unlockable items. The only cheats I'm allowing myself to use are going to be the move objects, so I can just nudge things around and make them a little cuter. So I meant to get this finished the other day, but then I couldn't stop myself from playing the open beta for Diablo 4. And I know what you're thinking, that's not a cozy game. But I think coziness is kind of subjective. Like for me, it's the kind of game that I grew up playing alongside of The Sims and things like Pokemon. The mix of games I played as a child is what I consider to be cozy, because it takes you back to that place, you know, and I think that's the whole point of what I'm trying to share here, getting in touch with what makes you feel comfy and cozy and happy. Yeah, coziness is subjective. For me, killing a bunch of monsters and being a little rogue with my little double daggers is also cozy. Did you play Diablo 4 this weekend? It's so good. It's awesome. I'm really looking forward to it coming out in June. Okay, so we've got our TV placed at a jaunty angle. Oh, this is cute. Do we have any like nice ones that aren't too baby? Like, why do I like that so much? Like, I would have that in my house, but then my taste isn't everyone's taste. Okay, I don't hate that. I like this idea of like creating zones with rugs. We can set up a little desk area. I didn't think we were going to be able to do it, but let's have a little look. Lacquered up console. This feels very cheap IKEA student desk, so I feel like it's exactly what we're after. Kind of a mix of antique and cheap furniture, you know? It's like a little back wheelie chair. Okay, so we've got everything in here that we actually wanted. I feel pretty good about that. What's the cheapest computer? Oh, Jesus. Even that horrible computer is 800 simoleons. So we're not going to have a computer straight away, and that's fine. You know, it makes sense. Maybe we just put a little stack of books on our desk for now. Okay, so we've got this going on. Shall we put that in the center as well? I think that's cuter. Cuter. I'm so sorry. So we've sorted out this living area. It's very basic, it's very plain, but we'll see if we have enough money left over to put anything fun in it. We've got 830 simoleons. Let's tackle the bathroom next and see if we can make it even cheaper. Let's sell everything in here first. It's not beautiful, but you know, it's what we can afford. And then our cheapest toilet is the Ambassador, 250 simoleons. We're obviously going to have it in white. I love the raw pedestal sink. It's so beautiful. But I think, even though the Patrician is the cheapest, I think we'll go for the Brute pedestal sink because the shapes are a little bit nicer. The grey is acceptable. It's still very bare and very sad. Oh, I changed the layout of the bedroom as well, by the way. I just scooted that over to that side, put some little like perfume bottles on the side, changed the bedding because I hated it, and then I put some art on the walls. I did have her shoes there, but as we saw earlier, that was like ruining everything. Hello, Millie. Hi. On top of the... Okay, I really thought I was going to have a really cute hack for you. Let's just undo everything. Control Z, baby. Get out of here. Hey, let's put a window in. Is that the same level? Yes, I'm aware you wouldn't have a giant window like this looking in on you while you poop, but it is what it is. This is The Sims. No one cares. Let's look at the appliances. Let's replace what we can. At the moment, I think we actually have the cheapest fridge there is. Yeah, 375 simoleons. That's fine. And then cookers. Did I spend £1,000? Oh, Ally, why did you do that? You've lost money, you idiot. I might make up the like £200 I've lost on that. It's gonna be okay. Okay, and outside I've got some crop plots and I've got a little table. So what we need is a couple of chairs and just some plant life. We could just have a couple more of these ones we had earlier. Wildflowers. Let's space them out a little. Pampas grass is really expensive. It's usually one of my favourite things to use, but I'm not spending 45 simoleons. Oh, what about you? Low-lying flowers. We need something that looks okay sized up. Okay, that fills in some gaps. Like, that's pretty cute, right? It's a little garden hedge. You know, that does kind of work. That feels nice. I feel like that feels quite organic. The shapes work. Have that like that. We're not going to want to have loads of greenery surrounding that anyway. And maybe we could just get one little tree. Guys, look! She's coming together! Oh my god, I'm so happy that this is working out. I really didn't think it was going to. Every build has its ugly phase. Okay, I think we're done. I think we've done it. We've got 94 simoleons left. I'm so happy with how this has come out. It looks so cute. Let's do a little tour. So here we have it, our finished home. I'm actually really happy with how this came out. I did not have any faith in myself and my own building capabilities, but also in the range of items that we had to choose from, but actually we can make do. So on the outside, I'm really happy with how this looks. We've got this beautiful blue shiplap and these really lovely detailed pieces on the outside. Let's have a look. Why is it so slow? Am I doing something wrong? Like, why is it doing this? So here we have our little living room area. We made do. It's still pretty bare. But I wanted to make sure that there was some plant life, a bit of her personality. It is a house that she's only just moved into, so it makes sense that there's not a lot of clutter yet. Also, I just could not afford the clutter. I've been a little bit matchy-matchy with the colours and the tones because I think it helps. I know that in reality maybe she wouldn't have been so picky, but I am. This lounge area is really cute. I love this piece of art and it's so cheap and huge and it's really impactful, and I think, you know, in a room like this that's very safe, it does all the work, especially when the TV's so small. You gotta have something to look at. Over here we have our little dining area and our little desk, and yeah, can't afford a PC just yet, but as soon as Nora starts making some money, then we'll be able to purchase one and it'll look a little less insane. Doing my best to show this off. It's a weird camera angle, but this is pretty typical of kitchens where I'm from. We always have these weird little nooks and there's all this counter space. I I haven't put a bin in. I like to pretend that there's one of those little pull-out cupboard bins, but Sims will just take their rubbish to the outside bin. I didn't go for the cheapest appliances. I could have probably helped myself a little bit by doing so, but the cheapest ones look terrible, so we've had to take the hit on that. Having those dishes on view is a really nice change from just having like a wall of doors. And I love these quirky tiles. We've got a really traditional floor and then a bit of interest in these tiles. The cheapest cabinets aren't that awful to look at either, so that was helpful. I don't love this sink. Obviously I haven't got any clutter. We haven't got toasters, kettles, all that kind of stuff, although I don't think there are loads of that kind of thing in The Sims. I know we have our tea maker and our microwave and all that kind of thing, but for the moment she hasn't got any of those appliances, and it's just something that she'll get along the way, you know. I'm sure she'll add some chopping boards and pots and pans on the walls and that kind of stuff as she makes the space her own. Let's move on to the bathroom, which, you know, we're not going to spend much time in there because it's awful. Yeah. So, I don't love the bathroom, but it serves a purpose. We love the window in here though, you know, this lovely like feature window. And the bedroom, which I really don't hate. I think it's okay. I think it came out really nicely. We have these touches with the sunflowers that I feel like, for some reason the sunflowers have really stuck for Nora's character. I really like these touches of yellow throughout her house, and like, I don't know, yellow and blue and green keep popping up, and these like antique pieces that she's still using in her room but with the modern cheapy bed. Again, it all kind of ties in this scenario that I've kind of come up with, where she's got some cheaper furniture and she's got some thrifted furniture and some handed down furniture. And I like the idea that she goes like thrifting and finding these kind of pieces and collecting them over time. And she's got a little bit of storage for her clothes and things like that. I think it looks pretty cute. Let's head back outside. So down the side of the building we have the little bin that I definitely didn't forget. And then we move around to the other side. How charming and cute does this look? I'm so happy with how this worked. These like little scattered flowers and leaves sized up work really well to add some bulk for not too much money. Here we have this like really cute place right by the river and a fishing spot where she can just sit outside, have a little cup of tea in the morning, smell the flowers, have a little fish. And then round the back we've got this grill and we've got like a grow box. I did sell one of the like the plant beds just so that I could afford a little more decor because the living area was looking so bare. But all in all, I'm really happy with how this garden turned out. I've got some areas that I'm more happy with than others. So there's our cute little garden by the river, our beautiful little blue house. I've just noticed that those are off now, so I will be fixing those before I upload it to the gallery. That looks insane. But here is our beautiful little house. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want me to try and build next in base game builds. If there's like a certain style that you'd like me to try, or like a challenge or whatever, just let me know in the comments. I think it might be quite fun to try and do like a modern boxy kind of build and see how contemporary we can get it to look even if we don't have a huge budget. Anyway, that's all for this time. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to hang out with more cozy games in the future, then subscribe to my channel. Let me know your suggestions for other series that you'd like me to do, other games you'd like me to play, and what cozy gaming means to you. What's your like go-to cozy game? I'm going to be starting a different series next week, so look forward to that. Hit the notification bell to be notified when that comes out. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you come back next time and get cozy with me again. Bye!